भगवते अरुणाचलरमणाय. Namaste friends. In this session, I will go through the oath chart of Kejriwal, the Delhi CM. I would try to keep as much brief as possible. Kejriwal took oath on February 16th, 2020 at 12:18 p.m. That is the record I have at New Delhi. The oath chart is there in front of the screen. It's a Vrishab Lagna. Lagna Lord Shukra is exalted in 11th bhava. Moon is debilitated in 7th bhava. Surya, Budh are in 10th bhava. Rahu exalted in 2nd bhava. Some people take in Mithun exaltation, some people take Rahu's exaltation in Vrishab, but it doesn't matter much. The co-lord of 10th bhava, Shani, who is also 9th lord in 9th bhava, own bhava. 8th lord Guru is in own bhava in 8th, Dhanu Rashi, along with Mars and Ketu. Ketu being little closer to Guru than the Mars. So this is the chart in front of you of Arvind Kejriwal's oath taking. As I have told you in past 2 sessions, that oath chart has come across as a fantastic tool which we can use for the tenure of the government. If you see here, this chart shows that the strength of the government. See, the Lagna Lord in 11th bhava in exaltation, 9th Lord in 9th bhava, and also Vargottam in the 9th bhava. If you see the Naumansha position of Shani is Vargottam, and also the Lagna is Vargottam. So this chart comes across as a strong chart, a strong government. Though Moon is debilitated, Moon is in the 7th bhava. It is not in Dusthana, and aspecting Lagna. So you see the government has come with a brutal majority. Sorry. Now this chart shows, this kind of chart baffles us, because when you see exalted Lagna Lord, you will find that this government will do a great job. Yeah, that is normally would be the immediate impression. But when you try to dig deeper, then you will realize, oh, it is not the case as it seems. Because here, first thing you see, the 9th bhava is destroyed. Why it is destroyed? Because 9th bhava Lord Shani is, though Vargottam, it is with Rahu in the Naumansh and in the 9th bhava. So 9th bhava as well as 9th Lord Shani has been destroyed because of Rahu's association. Whenever there is a Rahu Shani association in Naumansha specifically, it is a high chance that the government would be having a very communal mindset. To just give you an example, let us go to the Mamta's oath chart, present government of Bengal, and you see here. Check the Naumansh of Mamta's oath chart. Exalted Rahu along with Shani in the 9th bhava in Naumansh chart. And we all know what happened in Bengal immediately from the day of the result, and probably still continuing. This is exactly same in Kejriwal's chart. Ninth bhava is terribly destroyed with the Shapit Yoga. Shani Rahu together constitute a Shapit Yoga in Jyotish language. So this is a Shapit chart. We all know what happened as soon as, see the similarity between Mamta's oath chart and what happened immediately, the aftermath, and see Arvind Kejriwal what happened when he took the oath and the government came with a almost killing majority. We saw that there was a immediate riots in Delhi and a lot of innocent people lost their life. There was a communal riot. And we saw how brutally people were killed. Now this also connects to one more fact which I described in both the previous session. When I first session when I took the oath chart of Modi ji and then the oath chart of Mamata Banerjee. You see the 8th bhava, the afflicted 8th bhava here. In Kejriwal's chart, Kejriwal's oath chart, don't take it as a Kejriwal's birth chart. No, I do not know what would be the Kejriwal's birth chart, and I would never rely upon the details available. But oath chart, yes, oath chart has no ambiguity. So you see the oath chart of this oath, of Kejriwal, Mars, Ketu, and Guru. Now, Guru being alone there could have been a very good thing because that's Ayushya Karaka in the Ayushya Bhava and constituting a very good yoga of long life. But now it is associated with Mars and Ketu. What is Mars and Ketu for Vrishabha Lagna? As per me, Vrishabha Lagna, Mars and Ketu both belongs to the 7th bhava, and then they are becoming the Marak bhava. It is Marak bhava, both Marak bhava lords are afflicting the 8th bhava and 8th bhavesh, that is Guru, 8th lord. And of course, because it's a node, so Rahu is aspecting that combination. So Guru is completely spoiled here, the 8th lord, with association of Mars, Ketu, and Rahu. Now, Ketu and Mars both being in the Mula Nakshatra. Mula Nakshatra, as per the Vimshottari Dasha scheme, is lauded by Ketu himself. All right, so you see that. So Venus exaltation, what we saw in the first impression, is badly bettered. Okay, let me also go ahead with the Shapit Yoga, with the Mars Ketu, with the Pishach Yoga. Actually, I did analyze his chart long ago. It is on my tweet, and I have assessed this briefly in a tweet chain. So it is like I'm little bit repeating, but little bit going in more details to explain you things. Here in this case, Shapit Yoga is there in Navmansha, which is spoiling the 9th bhava of the Lagna chart and 9th lord. And also the Pishach Yoga happening in the 8th bhava of the Lagna chart. I call Rashi chart as the Lagna chart, so it's the same thing. So don't get confused with that. So Pishach Yoga, Mars, Ketu, both are Marakas for Lagna, are afflicting the Ayushya Bhava and Ayushya Lord, that is Guru. So Ayushya Bhava Lord is in strength because in own Bhava. But then again there is the affliction with all the Pap Grahas. Okay, let us move ahead in this case. What is 11th Bhava? 11th Bhava is Kirti, I mean, the self-promotion, thinking about the personal gains. This is also the aspects of 11th bhava. 11th bhava is also sixth from sixth. Bhavot bhavam principle. It is also the secondary sixth bhava, which is of the enemies, weaknesses, litigations, and all that. So it's also, though it's the bhava of gains, it is also the bhava of weaknesses. So Venus, as a Lagna Lord, exalted in that, shows that this person is the head or the government is the megalomaniac. I mean, engaged in self-promotion, pathetic self-promotion. Because of the Venus exaltation in 11th bhava, and that would have been okay had it not been spoiled by the other yogas. Now this shows that this government is interested. See, also Venus being a Matsarya, that's a weakness of Venus, jealousy. Also being lazy. Lagna Lord Venus exalted in 11th bhava makes the government extremely lazy, criminally lazy. They don't care about the governance and the people. They are just interested in their self-promotion and being lazy, getting wealth from different sources and enjoy. So this is what it shows in this chart. I have given this bad attributes here because there is one important thing which probably some of you would have seen already. Let me tell that. This highly Marak grahas, Mars and Ketu, being in 8th bhav, this Mars with a special aspect of 4th is aspecting the Lagna Lord in one way. It's not mutual aspecting. दृष्टि मार्स जो डाल रहा है वो शुक्र पे एक तरफा दृष्टि डाल रहा है, शुक्र उसको दृष्टि नहीं डाल रहा है. मतलब मार्स विनस, द लग्न लॉर्ड विनस, दो exalted in 11th bhav, is completely controlled by Mars. And who is Mars? Mars is the Marak Lord, enemy of this chart. So you see the Venus gets the bad qualities of Mars because of the aspect, one-sided aspect. Even if it would have been a mutual aspect, it would have been bad. But this is one-sided, so it is extremely bad. And we see the government, what it has done. Everything is in the public domain to see for all, and it justifies from the chart. What is other? You see any weaknesses further? Yes, Sun is very powerful. As I told you, the power of Venus being exalted, Sun and Mercury constitute a higher Raj Yoga, being a 5th and 4th lord. So in the 10th bhava, Shani as a 9th lord in 9th bhava, another 10th lord, Rahu exalted in 2nd bhava. So in a way, there is a Rahu and Mercury, 10th lord and 2nd lord Parivartan, that is a Simhasana Yoga. That constitutes Simhasana Yoga, very high level of Rajyo, and that also is very evident because the government has a brutal majority. Nobody can dislodge them. So this strength shows that government has a power of numbers. But then what government does? If you just scrutinize the chart a little deeper, then you will realize this, as we had done. Now, Sun and Mercury, yes, let us focus on Sun and Mercury. Sun is a 4th lord along with 5th lord in 10th bhava, and Sun being a political graha, the most important political graha in the 10th bhava. Yeah, it shows power. But then really it shows power. Let us see something I will show you here. As I said in last 2 sessions, Always check this distance from Mrityu Bhaga and see where Sun is at. Sun is in the Mrityu Bhaga. Every Rashi has a Pushkar Bhaga and Mrityu Bhaga. So Sun is exactly in Mrityu Bhaga within the Trimshamsha degree, means dot on the Mrityu Bhaga. All right. So Sun being seen as a very powerful, it actually has a tremendous weakness of being in a Mrityu Bhaga within Trimshamsha degree, Trishans degree. Now what is Mercury? Mercury is also very powerful, is in the Parivartana with the 10th co-lord Rahu. See here is in the Naumansha. What is Mercury in Naumansha? Mercury is debilitated in Naumansha. It is in Meena Rashi, which is his debilitation Rashi. So Mercury, though it looks very powerful in the 10th, in the Lagna chart, as I have always maintained and also explained in the last session, also in the tweeters, with many tweets, that Naumansha strength of grahas are extremely important. If a graha is exalted in Lagna, but it is debilitated in Naumansha, that graha shows the weakness and not the exaltation strength. Similarly here, Mercury is, Mercury in Kumbha Rashi is taken in a very good Rashi. It's like akin to exaltation Rashi. Mercury is a good Rashi for Budh. Kumbha is a good Rashi for Budh. Now same Budh is basically has lost strength because of debilitation in Naumansha. Naumansha is like X-ray of the Lagna chart. Now in this case, what is Sun? Sun is also debilitated. So you see Sun's double weakness. The first weakness is being in the Mrityu Bhaga within Trimshamsha degree. And second weakness is being debilitated in Naumansha. Okay, Sun is debilitation in chart is not considered bad for political purpose, but not in Naumansha. Naumansha's debilitation position is not good, even for the political power. Now, though this government was powerful to begin with, we have seen what happened with a law passed where the power was transferred, even more power was transferred to the LG of Delhi. So why this has happened? Why the power further was snatched away from this government? Because we see the weakness here for the Sun and Mercury both, and also the Lagna Lord Venus being strongly afflicted with Mars, who is also again with Marak Ketu. So these are the indications which chart gives and which is evident also in the real life when we assess the government. This government has spent crores and crores of rupees in TV advertisement, which is perfectly in sync with what I discussed a little while ago for the Venus, the Shukra, the Lagna Lord. And also we do not have to forget, we should not forget that Venus is also the 6th lord in this chart. Many people died since this government has taken the oath. First, to begin with the Delhi riots on the pretext of CAA. Then this government also helped farmer union and farmer agitation, put the petrol in that agitation. And now the criminal negligence of just spending all the money in the self-promotion in all the media channels and not arranging for any oxygen plant, even though the fund was available from central government. And then telling lies and lies and more lies, and there is oxygen shortage in hospitals, and there were all the SOS messages from hospital in Delhi. And then when the audit was asked, then everything went fine and oxygen was miraculously available. So all this drama is in front of us, and we can see the chart. Even in the Naumansha, you see the Naumansha, who is in the Lagna. Lagna is the most damaging planet, Mars. If you see Naumansha Lagna, Mars is in the Lagna. So if you superimpose this Naumansha Lagna Mars into Lagna chart, Mars will sit right on the Lagna Rashi, Lagna Bhav. And there is also Venus is in the Mark Bhav. Lagna Lord is in the Mark Bhav. And there is exchange. So you see how Venus and Lagna is badly afflicted by the Mars, by the Marak Mars. Terribly afflicted. Now let us move ahead a bit. I want to make this session a little short, but I want to give you all the possible ideas that have come to my mind since long. But I was not doing these video sessions because it never occurred to me. So this video session, but then I realized that video session within half an hour, 1 hour or 40 minutes, I can give you a lot of things, how to assess a chart. Let us go to the mundane, and as I told you that this, I am experimenting with this dasha. Earlier I had put, for example, when I had assessed this chart, I was putting 5 years and 91 days, just to make the dasha little stretched to cover 5 years. And then on that, I had, this is a long back, I had mentioned this. The Ketu dasha would be difficult and this thing, but now I'm just experimenting, so I'm just putting simply 5 years, because 5 years is a tenure of a government in India. So let me change it to steering in chart mode. It doesn't change anything in the chart, it just compresses the Vimshottari and the other dashas. So let's see Vimshottari dasha. You see this shows this dasha period, Vimshottari dasha period. If somebody is interested in Rashi dasha, Char Rashi dasha, then this is Char Rashi dasha period. And if you see that the Shani dasha period, there was a Delhi riots as soon as they came into the power. Then the Mercury dasha. I think Mercury dasha is running now, which will be ending on 22nd of May. If this particular dasha paddhati with putting 5 years here is correct, we have to see, because this is an area which needs experimentation and a lot of study of both chart and the events. Now, if we see this chart, then Mercury dasha took away this government's power and transferred to LG, and that happened in Mercury dasha. And I showed you how weak is Mercury here, being a 5th lord and 2nd lord. Even though it is in strength in Lagna chart, it looks like a strong graha, but when it comes to Naumansha, it has a acute weakness. So Mercury took away the power, and also Mercury, in this Mercury period, this government engaged into a kind of filthy, kind of very disgusting self-promotion by transferring a lot of money, huge money, to all the TV news channels, and round the clock showing their advertisement as if they have done a great job and saved people. But the thing was completely contradictory. So I would say this is a criminal self-promotion. This happens in Mercury. Mercury also relates to the media, communication, And then also there is a exposure. They got exposed in this this period, and now people have realized that truth. Okay, I don't want to go into the detail of that. Now let us check the Ketu period. Ketu period is starting soon, and if you see the Ketu period, if I put 91 days extra, then Ketu period starts at June to October. But then I am just experimenting, and the Ketu period starts here in May to September. Now this Ketu period is showing difficulties because Ketu is in the 8th bhav, and it is afflicting, being a 7th co-lord, it is afflicting the Ayushya Bhava and Ayushya Lord Guru. Now within the Ketu period, so I would say that Ketu period poses danger. Now whether we will be able to judge whether this government will complete its full tenure or not, then it is little bit difficult. Of course, it will be difficult because on one side, practically, when we see that this government has a majority by which they cannot fall, almost impossible to fall, you can say, on a practical ground, and that shows also in this thing. But then there are weaknesses. What is the weakness? As I showed you that Lagna Lord, though exalted, it is badly afflicted by Mars, and Mars afflicts not with just the Graha Drashti, it is also afflicting Mars and Ketu both with a Rashi Drashti too. Because Dhan Rashi aspects Meen Rashi, all the other mutable Rashi. Okay, that is something a separate topic of Rashi Drashti. Interested people can just go Google it and find out. So Venus is badly afflicted. So Venus being a Lagna Lord, when it is afflicted by the Marak Grahas and the Ayushya Bhava, 8th Bhava is afflicted by the same Marak Grahas, and 8th Lord, even though in strength of 8th Bhava, is afflicted by the same Marak Graha, and Mars is also afflicting the 3rd Bhava with the 8th Rashi Drashti, 8th Drashti. So you see that there is a equal amount of evil for this for the tenure or span of this government. Ayushya, you can say, Ayushya of this government with Mars and Ketu. Mars and Ketu poses a great danger here. So whether this government will complete the tenure or not is something like we have to judge. Some Jyotishi can say that no, because Venus is exalted and 9th Lord is in 9th Bhava, they will somehow manage to complete the tenure, and that is not wrong. And some would assess that maybe that Mars and Ketu is afflicting badly all, which I explained everything, Lagna and 8th Bhava Lord and 8th, and even the Naumansh Mars is in Lagna, which is mapping back to the Lagna chart, Lagna. So all these things, somebody can say that probably there is a danger that this government will suddenly fall, and that cannot be also overlooked. This can also happen. So I am also in the opinion that this government has a great chance, I would say, or not even, if not great, there is an outside chance of this government to accidentally fall somehow. Now how this government accidentally can fall, I do not know. Maybe central government suddenly passes a law to demolish the assembly, or the government is dismissed with a precedent rule, or important people of this government are convicted in some matter, legal matter. So something can go wrong, and this government can fall suddenly because of Mars and Ketu. So there are chances. There are chances. If you say when there are chances, then I would say that Ketu period poses a danger. Second danger could be the Sun period, because Sun being in a Sun has weaknesses which I showed, Mrityu Bhaga and debilitation in the Navmansh, and also with the debilitated Mercury, which is debilitated in Navmansh. So Sun period, and then there is a Mars period, Mars and Rahu period. So these are the periods. So that is what I was. This is a point which I wanted to make. Also, I suppose I had made this point in last session, that a particular one event can be shown by different dasha periods. There is a possibility. So to judge this is not easy. That is why we normally give the time frame, that these are the time frames where there is a danger. This can be correlated. We can fine tune it further with the transit and come to some conclusion. So if we see the transit within the Ketu period, for example, the Ketu period is from May to September. Let us see the transit period from May to September, which can pose the danger to this government. Let me put here maybe June, and we take this chart to the Taurus Lagna. This is the transit, by the way, in June 21 something. Let's see this Rahu, Mercury, and this thing. Where is Mars? Mars is a debilitated and in direct aspect with Shani, but it is not posing danger to this chart. I would say that when Mars comes to this Simha Rashi, then the Ketu is already in the 7th Marg Bhava, and Mars will then having the 4th aspect, will aspect the Ketu, and from the 8th aspect, it will aspect this Shukra of the birth chart. So when Mars comes to the Simha Rashi, there is a trouble possible. So let's say in June, you see June, Mars is now in Simha Rashi along with Shukra in transit. Now, if you see this chart here, if you remember the chart of Oath, Lagna Lord Shukra is in the 11th bhava and Moon is in the 7th bhava, all these grahas. And now see the transit mapping. If you map this transit, then transit Mars will aspect transit Ketu. It will aspect the 10th bhava, and it will also aspect from the 8th drashti, the Venus placed in the 11th bhava. So this period of Mars, how many days Mars will be in the Simha Rashi? So like 22 hours, so like 46 days starting from 20th July. So 20th July to sometime in the end of maybe August or maybe first week of September. Till that time, Mars will remain in Simha Rashi and will try to attack this chart as a Mark Lord. So now, what can happen with this Mars? So this is a period. I would say that if we fine tune within the Ketu period, sub period, then Mars transiting from Simha Rashi would pose a challenge. So if we say the August month here in the transit, yeah, so in the August month, in the first week or second week of August month, when the Amavasya is closer, Shani and Guru are both retrograde, and Shani Rahu is in the Yuti in Navmansh. You see, Shani Rahu is in Yuti in Navmansh. As I said, Shani Rahu, when they come together in Navmansh, we had the second wave with a huge surge, just which got recently over, and also the Mars Rahu Angarak Yoga. when the surge actually started. So yeah, this is a period around this August period, which would be so within this July to July 20th to September first week maybe, where Mars will be traveling through Simha Rashi and also the Kanya Rashi. If you see the Kanya Rashi, when Mars comes to Kanya Rashi, it will directly aspect the Lagna Lord and the 8th Bhav. But the more lethal is Mars being in the Simha Rashi and then the Kanya Rashi. So in short, the Ketu period up to September, which is starting from 22nd of May, so tomorrow, and within that period, when the Mars transits Simha and Kanya, so basically July and September period, July mid to September period, there is a great danger. So we would say that July and August, September period is a danger to this government. What is the next period? Sun period. July 22. So next year, July to October is also the period of great danger, because Sun is a Karaka of political power, and it has a weakness. It has a great weakness in this chart, being debilitation in Navmansh and the Mrityu Bhag. So this is also a great period, July to October. I don't want to go into the transit then. What is the transit there? Then let us leave it just for the sake of not extending this session beyond the limit. Interested people can, I just gave you the hint, so interested people can correlate with the transit. And then there would be also the period of Mars, the Mars period of March to June 2023. So these are the three periods which really poses a great danger to this government. If this government is going to fall as destined, we do not know exactly. I mean, we do not know surely. Nobody knows surely that if this government will fall or not, what will happen in future. But if this government is destined to fall, I have given you the slots, and it may happen that this government may fall in different slots, because it is not easy to pinpoint as we are experimenting and evolving in oath chart reading, and there are several candidates for the fall. And then there is also the counter candidates, like as I told you, the Guru being 8th Bhava, own Bhava. So it is also trying to save the government, like Venus and the other things, Venus exaltation and Rahu exaltation, Mercury Rahu exchange, Shani in 9th Bhava, known. So there are strong, formidable candidates to save this government and make the government complete the tenure. But then there is, in my intuition tells me, or my judgment tells me, that this government has also strong danger and sudden fall can happen, because Rahu's drashti and Mars Ketu can make the things all of a sudden, जैसे जमीन खिसक गई पैरों तले अचानक. तो ये this kind of things are possibility of this kind of things are also shown in this chart. So let me conclude this again, that this government has a chance of sudden fall, sudden you can say kind of insulting fall, possible in July or August month, also in sun period, that is July to October 2022 next year, and then 2023 March to June. So these are the three periods which I see could be of great danger to the lifespan of this government. With that, I conclude this session. Om Namah Shivaya.